What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Having a great evening. I've got a package in. I've got an album in that I've been searching for at least the last 6 years. Fantastic album. I'm going to show that last, but I'm just giddy that I actually have my hands on that album now. I've got some other stuff I want to show first. There's some things from eBay and a thing from two CDs from Cover Killer Nation. Mark over at Cover Killer Nation here on YouTube. He was doing a sale on his Instagram, and I saw that pop up of some items that he had for sale. There was an album on there that came out this year that I've been meaning to get my hands on. I've been wanting it, and he had it for sale at a pretty cheap price. And I saw something else. So the one I was talking about first is a Canadian folk / death metal band entitled Battle Soul, and the album from 2018 is Sunward and Starward. I have two of their previous full lengths. They have one album out, Lay Down Thy Burdens or Lay Thy Burdens Down. I can't remember the exact album title. One of the best, if not the best, folk / death metal, that hybrid that I've ever heard. I fell in love with that album when I first heard it several years ago. They're I guess not their newest release anymore, but their middle release, the follow-up, the sophomore album, it was okay. It wasn't up to par to the predecessor. I have not listened to this. I wanted to be surprised when I actually got my hands on it. I knew that I was going to get this album sooner or later, so I'm definitely glad to have this. This is on CDN Records. Definitely looking forward to checking this out. I'm excited about this one as well. Show you the inside. Sorry, the CD had come out of the... As I said, just a Canadian folk / death metal, folk metal. I don't know for sure about that album, but the band puts out pretty good stuff regardless, so definitely looking forward to checking that out. And then I saw the other stuff that he had up for grabs that he was selling, and I had a fit of nostalgia. This is an album that I remember quite distinctly from my high school days. It came out in 1999, and yes, I am that old. This is Today Is the Day with In the Eyes of God. So it came out, like I said, in 1999 on Relapse Records. This case is a little bit beat up, but this was purchased used, I can tell, either at FYE or back at Hastings before they shut down shop, because that's a very familiar looking used tag. This is kind of... It's hard to pinpoint the genre down for Today Is the Day, especially on this release. Kind of has a hardcore, metallic hardcore vibe, some avant-garde type stuff going on in this as well. But I definitely remember this quite a bit from my high school days, and I saw it, and I had that fit of nostalgia, and I wanted to get my hands on that. So definitely glad to have that in the collection now. The next four all came from the same eBay seller. It used to be... E-Stock store, but I think now they've changed the name to Declutter or something along those lines. And they always strike me crazy because they never know the value of they just do a mass, I guess, purchase and redistribution of not just CDs but all types of stuff, not just music but a little bit of everything. And they never know what they have as far as these CDs go. They mark everything at a pretty similar price. I think 99% of the stuff that they have is $8.99 with free U.S. shipping or less. And I've gotten some real gems from there in the past, and every time I kind of follow the page every few days to see if something has popped up that I want to pick up, and some stuff did, so I grabbed it. The first CD is one that a friend burnt me a copy of this years and years and years ago, at least 8 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago, and I still have that burnt CDR. And I can't believe it still plays, but finally I saw it come up. I was like, I just need to go on and get this. I don't know why I've put off getting it so long, because it is a fantastic album. This is Acid Bath with When the Kite String Pops. And I'm sure the majority of you that are watching this video are already familiar with this. This is another one of those albums that's kind of hard to pinpoint genre-wise, but it's just fantastic, heavy stuff. Definitely check that out if you haven't. Next up, we have some, I guess, atmospheric metal. I don't even know how to describe this one either. It seems to be, it has a little bit of gothy vibe at times, even doomy stuff from time to time. This is the Maneating Tree with Vine. says for fans of Catatonia and Anathema or Anathema, however you pronounce that. I'm not really big fans of either one of those bands, but I do love the Man-Eating Tree, so go figure. I'm glad I heard of this band before reading that hype sticker, because I probably would not have checked them out based on that recommendation. Next up is a 2 CD set from death metal pioneers, I guess, Pestilence. This is the double disc set, Consuming Impulse and Testimony of the Ancients. Has both of these albums in it. This reissue, I'm not even sure when this was reissued through Roadrunner Records. This actually goes for a pretty decent penny sometimes, so I was definitely stoked that Declutter Store had this come up. Definitely as cheap as they did. There's the first disc with Consuming Impulse, and I don't know if I can, there we go. I do enjoy this From the Vault series that Roadrunner does from time to time. I don't know if they still even put these out, but I do enjoy these because you can generally get 2 classic albums for the price of one, and sometimes it's some hard to find stuff. Even though it is a reissue, sometimes it's better to have a reissue than no hands-on copy at all. And the last that I'll show from Declutter Store, this is Finn with Ancient Sorrow, little EP from the band Finn. I do enjoy. I know that I enjoy Finn all the way up to the Epic album, and then they kind of fell off with me after that. I haven't really just spent a whole lot of time listening to their newer stuff. I need to do that, but as I said, up to the Epic album, I enjoy them quite a bit. So I need to revisit some of that newer stuff and see how that strikes me now, because sometimes if I take a break from something or don't listen to it for a while, I enjoy it more upon revisiting it. So I definitely need to do that sometime in the future. Next up is a package containing the Grail. This is an album, as I said, I've been looking for at least 2012, 2011, in that area, so 6-7 years. I remember having it in my shopping cart back then when it first came out over and over. I would look at it and be like, well, I'll just wait and get it this. And then before I knew it, it was gone. And then when you saw it come up, it was more than I felt comfortable spending on a CD. And then it just kept going up, and it just kept going up, and it just kept going up. Not going to say how much I spent on this, but definitely glad to finally have this in the collection now. When I did see that, I do see these pop up for sale from time to time, but most of the times when I see it, it's way outside of my price point that I feel comfortable paying, or I just don't have. When I have the money that I want to spend, it's not for sale, and then when I do see it, I just don't feel comfortable. Enough rambling. I'm just going to get into it. As I've already opened it because I was not expecting it today. So we have Gallow Buried with Ashen Eidolon. Sorry if I butchered that album title, but I am super stoked. If you're into any kind of atmospheric death metal, you already know what this album is. It's a highly sought after. Maybe outside of Elder Wind's The Magic of Nature, this is probably my favorite. If not on par with Elder Wind, it's one of my favorite atmospheric black metal. It has some doomy passages in this, almost Agalloch sound at times through this as well. So fantastic stuff. I'm super stoked to have in this collection. You have no idea how long that I've wanted this album. Just holding this in my hands doesn't feel right that I actually have it. But yeah, I'm at a loss for words. If you haven't checked that out, definitely do so. I believe it was a French release at the time on Northern Silence. They've been hinting at doing a repress for so long now. I got tired of waiting on the repress. Have the original copy, and I'm giddy. So that's all for today. I will have some more stuff to show here in the very near future. I know I've been pumping these videos out at a crazy pace the last week, a couple of weeks, I guess. I have some stuff from Bandcamp I want to show, and I'm sure there's some other stuff that I just can't think of right now because I just want to listen to Gallow Buried. That's all I've got for today. Stay classy, stay metal. I will see you all very soon, I promise.